Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Interesting one tonight, because every now and again I will receive a message from either a band collectively, an artist, a singer who I have featured on the channel. And that is the case tonight, because I looked at a performance recently, which was actually an audition for Britain's Got Talent, as that is on TV at the moment, I think here in the UK, but I don't watch it. But this was requested, and I got a lot of requests to take a look at this particular performance. And I found that during the audition, the vocal had been auto-tuned. And I mean, technically, it's probably more pitch corrected, but it was so heavily done it sounded like auto-tune, because it was just absolutely stuck on top of those lines of A440 standard pitch equal temperament. So anyway, I did say in that video that I wasn't sure as to when the auto-tune had been applied and whether it's just part of the audition and it's just an effect that the singer might use. So anyway, I got a message from Mickey. He messaged me on Instagram because he's seen my video and is very complimentary about the channel, and you know, understood what I was doing and the fact that I'm just looking at the data. So it was great to have a chat with him, because I could then get to the bottom of, well, where has this auto-tune come from? So I did ask him. I said, was the auto-tune something that you used for your audition, or was it put on there by the show? And Mickey has let me know that the show put auto-tune on his voice, and he had no idea that that was going to be the case. And what is interesting for me is that going on a talent show, and I know some people who maybe have, I don't know, a view of talent shows a little bit more cynical about it, will say, well, if you do go on a TV talent show, then you've got to expect this kind of thing to happen. But I would argue that when you're going on a talent show and you are presenting your talent, in this particular case it's your voice, I think it's a reasonable expectation for you to have your talent shown on TV and not changed, not edited, so that it now appears on TV as something that it isn't. Because you can say, well, no, that's not my talent. That's not what I was using to audition. What you've used there is a manipulation of what I did, and that's not what I do. So, I mean, I think there's a whole ethical side to this that it is, I don't know, dangerous ground, because this means that a talent show can do anything they want to your talent and to what you do, and show it exactly how they want it to be shown on TV, and national TV. So it means millions of people are going to see something that isn't your performance, but it's going to be represented. It's going to be representative of you as a singer, as an artist, and it's not you as a singer or an artist, and you don't have any way of stopping that happening. So we are going to be taking a look at Michael performing the same song on Instagram, and this is the other side of it, that when people saw this on TV, of course, some people who can't hear auto-tune might not know what's going on, but the people that can, obviously, and I know because I got the emails, said, oh, this sounds like auto-tune. So those suspicions were correct. And you might have some people who are more in the troll community who hear the auto-tune and they assume that it's Michael who has applied it and that is using it in his performance. So therefore people might say, oh, Freddie Mercury, he did it naturally, he didn't need auto-tune, so you know what you're doing is not a true representation of, you know, his voice. And you know, they might kind of go off on one, not knowing that it's not Michael's fault, it's the show that have done it. It's not a true representation of his voice. And this is the problem, that some people hear auto-tune as a sound, or it comes across as a sound that might be a lip-synced performance, because they can tell there's something wrong with it, that it's not natural, so they think it's lip-synced. They've said to him that, oh, you know, you can't do it without auto-tune, so he's had to do a video to prove that he can do it. But he did it. He actually did it at the audition, and now he's having to prove that he can do it because the talent show he's gone on that's been shown nationally have changed his voice so that people now think that he can't do it. So we'll start off with this performance and just him, it's going to be the isolated vocal of just him playing a piano, but we're not going to hear that. We'll hear the voice, to hear his voice naturally. Have a listen.
There's no time for us. There's no place for us. What is this thing that fills our dreams, yet slips away from us?
I mean, and you can tell straight away with the variation in pitch that this is absolutely not auto-tuned.
Want to live forever.
And you can tell that Michael has a really accurate voice. I mean, here we have this natural drifting sharp in pitch, which, by the way, is something that Freddie Mercury would do. He would drift sharp, now and again. I mean, this is a very short video. Let it play on to the end.
Want to live forever.
And again here, just this little drift sharp that we have. But ultimately, and try and get your head around this, Britain's Got Talent and the producers and whoever does the sound, they've decided that this voice needed to be auto-tuned before it was then shown on TV. So this is the problem, that you've got a guy who can genuinely do this and sound great and is really accurate pitch-wise, but the show has chosen to change his voice to give a false representation of his sound, and he did not give permission for them to do that unless they've now stipulated in a contract that contestants will have to sign that they can do whatever the hell they want to your voice or your performance or whatever they want to change about whatever you do, because Britain's Got Talent, you can do anything on there. They can change it however they want to their own ends. If they've got a particular angle or narrative that they want to push, if they want to make a fool out of you, guess what? They could pitch shift your voice out of key to make you sound really bad. And that's now fine. They can do that nationally and they can show that to millions of people. The whole of the UK will see that. And you can now be brandished someone who can't sing, is talentless, can be laughed at. But the audition didn't sound like that. And I think personally that that's outrageous, that they can even do this, that they can auto-tune somebody's voice and for it not to be their actual voice. So that now the artists themselves, Michael here, has had to prove that he can do this live and unedited. And it sounds better. And this is always the case, that auto-tuning, pitch correcting a great voice, you will lose parts of it. You will lose the expression. It won't sound natural. And this is really the proof, having just heard it now, as Michael actually does it, to then hear it compared to the audition. I just want to bring this up because it's reminded me of a girl who went on, I think maybe the X Factor, and I know because I've been through the process, and when I did it, I was proving a point because I'm not a fan of talent shows, and it was an audition where it was a parody of just getting on TV and acting crazily and showing that you don't need talent to get on TV with these kinds of shows that are apparently talent shows. But considering that they can change your voice to sound however they want it to, you think, well, what is the point in entering these shows? But anyway, back to my point, there's a girl that went on there who had been told by the producers, and I know this happened because I didn't do what the producers told me to do. I did my own song, therefore I earn royalties on my performance. They wanted me to do a song that I wouldn't earn royalties on, but I didn't. But anyway, that's another story. So I know that they tell you what to sing. And with this particular girl, and she's probably in her 20s, she was asked to sing a Pink song. So she did sing a Pink song. And the judges slated her for being an imitation or being a tribute artist, and that she wasn't original and she's got nothing unique about her, and that she should just have done her own thing. And then she said, but the producers told me to do a Pink song. They gave me Pink songs to perform, and all of that was left out of the show. And she then kicked off because obviously she was angry that the reason she's been told no and isn't getting through to the next round is because she's doing what the producers has told her to do. But that's another side of it, that they're effectively looking for a scapegoat to make the drama of the show, and especially because she kicked off, that's probably what they wanted. They wanted somebody to get angry and kick off, and therefore make good TV at the expense of that one person, their career, their life, and their reputation across the whole of the UK, being shown to millions of people. So yeah, I think it's massively out of order when that kind of thing happens. Back to this, because we're going to be listening to left versus right here.
There's no time for us.
I mean, immediately, because we're hearing both at the same time, the time is going to be off because the audition was a slower tempo. But look at this here. You can see clearly we're just slightly flat of the line, we ascend up, but that's just all expression. When you listen to this, and when we just listened to this, it didn't sound bad, but here, calibrated, and look at the freedom we've got here on the right hand side.
There's no place for us.
And again, I mean, look at the variation here, just going ever so slightly flat, here calibrated.
What is this thing that fills our dreams?
I mean, if you can hear A440 standard pitch equal temperament and the processing, you can definitely hear this on the right hand side. And this one, I mean, the reason it sounds natural is because it is, even though it's really accurate. And this might look like it's on the line, but I guarantee you it's not. It's going to be probably just a little bit below, and when we zoom in on it, here you can see the natural variation that we do get in the human voice, that it is clearly below that line. And let's try and find the equivalent here, and the way that we are so over the top of this line that when the vibrato comes in, it's like above, below, above, below, above, below, above, below, above, below, above, below. It's being calibrated to that so that the line goes in the middle of the waves of vibrato. This is why it sounds so manufactured, because it is. This is a processor we're listening to that is it's organizing it. It's organizing the audio to conform to these lines.
That slips away from us.
And again, really clearly here, and here ever so slightly sharp, here over the line, and here again clearly just a natural voice.
What to live forever.
I mean, yeah, it is night and day. Hopefully you can just hear the difference without having to see that one is on the line and the other one's kind of just a natural voice drifting. Yeah, good example here, held note right over the line, and again, let me just take it back so we can see it. I mean, you don't need me to zoom in here, that we're ever so slightly below the line again, but it sounded great. This is the point, this sounds great on the left hand side. But anyway, I just wanted to do this follow-up video because, having spoken to Michael and finding out exactly where that auto-tune was applied, it now brings another argument into the equation as to whether this is right from an ethical perspective. And I know that, again, more cynical people will say, well, does Simon Cowell really worry about ethics? Does he care about artistry? I mean, these are just people that he can put on stage and he can make money from with the TV show. And that's ultimately what it's about. It's making money. It's not really about showcasing people's talents. If it were about that, when the singer comes on screen, they will be shown in their natural light, giving the talent that they've got. It won't be edited, but also, and this is something that annoys me about talent shows all the time, where's their Instagram account? Where's their website? Where are the links to check this artist out if you like what you hear? That never happens. It's always just the name and maybe how old they are or where they're from. It's never, if you like this artist, check out their page here, or check out their songs on their website, or check out their songs for download on iTunes, because that's what featuring an artist is all about. That you put the spotlight on the artist, because that is what it's about. That's what we're watching. We're watching that person's talent. So yeah, take away the talent, and what have you got? You've just got looking at Simon Cowell and a few other judges, but that's not interesting. That it's called Britain's Got Talent, so the focus should be the talent, and the talent should not be changed, manipulated, and misrepresented to millions of people. It's not like they're releasing it on a YouTube channel and they've got 10,000 subscribers. We're talking about a show that gets 10, 15, maybe 20 million viewers, and then it's spread out online, and this audition comes from the official Britain's Got Talent YouTube channel. So they are spreading it out across the internet as well, misrepresenting the audition. So there you have it. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Keep the suggestions and requests for future videos coming in that comment section as well. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!